Good morning. Thank you so much for coming. We are going to get started. We've got, let's see, so you know, we took 18 total people to Costa Rica, 8 adults, 10 kids. Miss Tiffany liked that ratio a lot. And we're kind of all over here. A couple of us couldn't come this morning. We've got 3 kind of major presenters, but as they feel inspired, because we didn't want to overwhelm you with like 10 different people talking at you that are teenagers. And then we'll have time at the end for some questions, if you have questions that we didn't cover in our presentation. All right, so Bernadette, I believe you're starting us off. Or Ty, I don't know what this is. Okay.
I don't like this turnout, first of all. I definitely told more people to come than this, but it's fine. So this is our group picture. Don't mind the guy in the background. He's a member now. But, okay, I don't know who's clicking. Next. Okay, so in the beginning, this is us preparing for our flight, and we're soaking up the last moments with our unlimited data. We were in the airport for about 6 hours, thanks to Steve. Thank you, Steve. We lost no luggage, and we arrived at San Jose. We also had a shuttle bus that took us everywhere. Whoa. It was about a 4-hour flight, right, guys? It was miserable, though. Okay. We'll get there. Okay, so first time on the bus. You can tell it's the first time because everyone's still happy about the bus. Nobody liked the bus after that. Okay, except maybe Ty.
No, I like the bus.
That was the first views of Costa Rica, and also we went to the diocese's house. I think I spelled that wrong, but that's how it sounds. So the diocese's house, shout out to them because they cooked amazing food and fed us almost every day. We needed that after the 4-hour bus ride. And trust me, Costa Rica traffic, it's like no other. If you've been to Florida, imagine Florida on steroids. That's Costa Rica traffic. Okay, so our home, the place we stayed was really nice. We had some huts. We had a pool that we definitely lived in. We became marine animals. That was the view at breakfast and Steve's view. You know, shout out Steve. And then, of course, we had game nights almost every night, or you could swim in the pool. You know, it was really fun, actually. And the never-ending rain. It rained like crazy. When I said, like, they have a wet and a dry season.
We were in the wet season.
We were definitely in the wet season. I don't think dry is in their vocabulary, but it's okay.
There was not a single day in Costa Rica that did not rain for what it's worth. It was rainy every day, like at least for like an hour each day.
Yeah. Anyways, it was crazy. Okay, so the painting, that was the main reason we were there. As you can see from Miss Tiffany, it was very hot. It was very hot. The rain actually kind of helped. We painted everything a lot. It was nonstop painting. As you can see, more painting. We painted the grates, the walls, everything, anything, you name it. You can see the grates changing colors. It was very hard work. We also got breaks, thanks to Roger. We got watermelon, pineapple, fruit breaks. They fed us lunch there. It was really good, actually. All the food was made by the locals, and it was really yummy. And then more painting, of course. It was a lot of painting. It speaks for itself. Here's a good before and after picture that I really like. So before you could see that all the walls are like dark blue, and there's not really any yellow. And then this is after. I'm acting like I'm standing in front of the thing. I know you guys can see that. I'm not that tall. But it's all like a mint green now, and we did all that yellow all by ourselves. Definitely brightened the place up, I think. Yeah. Nah. Okay, so these are the classrooms. We painted the classrooms green ourselves, but we really loved seeing like the classrooms come to life. It really like made us feel some sort of way like, oh my gosh, these kids are gonna walk into school and be like, oh my gosh, what happened? Like, did the leprechaun come? I don't know, but I was really excited. And also, we have a fun story that Ty's gonna tell.
So this is probably my favorite story from Costa Rica, just because of how random and kind of spiritual it is. So when we first arrived, we like dumped all of our stuff in this one classroom. In the corner, there's like this like rack for all these backpacks and books and such. And one of the labels read Esmeralda, and there's a little picture of Esmeralda on the thing. And the entire week, whenever we would finish a classroom or finish painting over an area, we'd always go, well, I hope Esmeralda likes it. I don't know, so that was a fun thing, and I thought it was cool. It was really cool to like get to think about, the effect that what we were doing has.
Shout out Esmeralda. All right, next. Oh,
I also made this slide, my bad. The food in Costa Rica was really good. It was all like, I don't know, I think the best way to describe it is fresh. It felt like it because it was all cooked by like the locals, obviously, so it was all really, like, it had the like touch of like homemade spice to it. It was mainly a lot of rice and beans. Shout out to Steve, he made some for us. Pancakes were really big at the hotel, I noticed. We had the pancakes almost every day, which was cool. There's a lot of watermelon and pineapple, and a lot of really good watermelon and pineapple, because, the stats right there. Costa Rica is the #1 pineapple exporter of the world, and like in the top 5 for watermelon exports. I don't think there's any more to say about that.
I was devastated when I found out you couldn't bring pineapple on an airplane because it's produce. How are you going to be the #1 exporter and not let me bring it on a plane? But it's fine. So this was one of the churches we visited in San Marcos. It was really pretty. These were the men that introduced us. Did we have a service here? I don't think we had a service at this church, but it was right next to the school. That's the school up there, by the way. And it was really pretty. It was 10 out of 10.
What did you notice the same, like when you walked in?
All the Episcopal churches, every single one, had the same kind of altar appearance, the cross, and the green. I don't know if that's an All Saints thing, just us, but there's a lot of green in every Episcopal church I've been in, and it's really nice, really pretty.
Because it's ordinary time.
Okay, well, I'm glad you guys know that. I was quizzing y'all. Good job, guys. Anyways, the next church, don't mind the blurry picture, but it was the Anglican Spanish church. It was really nice. There were ladies there who introduced us, and also while we were touring the church, they were working on it, doing some construction. And I don't know if this is a Costa Rica thing, but the construction workers love when you walk through and look at all their stuff. So we just walked right in. It was casual, said hello, hola, really nice. I like that one. This was my favorite one. It's called the Good Shepherd Episcopal Church. They had beautiful stained glass windows. This is also where Nancy gave her very good sermon. I think anyone who was there, top tier sermon. Wish y'all could have heard it. Maybe come next year. But yeah, it was really good. We went there on the Sunday before we left. Everyone is so welcoming there. And there was also another family from North Carolina visiting, which is crazy. Okay, so the market. I wish I had more pictures, but we didn't want to get our phones stolen, so we kept them, put away. I don't even know where to start. It was crazy. Yeah.
All right, so the market was peak, guys. Peak in multiple different ways. So, the market it's very weird. It's like a very strange, like almost otherworldly experience, because you walk into it's like old rundown building. And it's just like booths as far as the eye can see, basically.
Yeah.
The most fun part about the market, though, haggling the people that own the stores. It was so much fun. I'm sorry, that sounds like a scummy thing to say, but it really was. To go up and have like a debate about is this thing actually worth the price you're trying to sell to me for? It's like a good economic lesson there. Me and her teamed up and walked throughout the entire thing, and we got. We loved it.
They hated seeing us coming.
Yeah.
I'll just say that. We can haggle.
We can. We can drive a hard bargain.
Oh, yeah. And, there are a lot of places selling the same thing, so I'd go up and be like, so why is this guy selling it for $7 and you're selling it for $9? And they'd be like, oh, I give it to you for $6. And I was like, oh, really? Really? It's really good, definitely helped me when I, get into life. Okay, the parade. I wish I couldn't figure out how to put a video in this for the life of me, but it was the best thing ever. It was to celebrate their Independence Day, so like our July 4th, like they were celebrating their independence.
133rd anniversary of it being recognized as a state in the country.
133rd. Impressive. Nice. But yeah, it was a bunch of schools, probably 20, I don't know. And they were all dancing. They were throwing drums in the air. There was this one guy who I don't even know how to say it, they were just throwing them in the air and playing the flutes and dancing. Oh yeah, they had mascots. This one guy, I wish I had a picture of it, was dressed as a big skeleton head, just running around, freaking out everybody. I think gave Rosie a heart attack maybe, but it's okay. She's healed from that. Okay.
The Sloth Sanctuary rescued disabled and injured sloths. There were sloths that were blind, sloth with separation, like anxiety. I think they're on here. Oh, yeah, they're here in the corner. These two, they couldn't live without each other. They had anxiety attacks without each other, so they kept them together. Some of them didn't have arms or legs. There were monkeys outside that we saw, and it was really cool. Because I've never seen a monkey before, and they were pretty close. And they were jumping from tree to tree, and we heard them screeching. I've never heard them before. And I think everyone enjoyed it there. We took a picture in front of this big sloth that was from years ago, and it was pretty cool. So,
Yeah, I still don't believe them when they said sloths used to be that big. I think they're lying. I think it's for publicity, but you know what? Whatever they want to tell us. And also, I was going to try and get a monkey, but Dad said no. So this is just out and about. I put some pictures in that didn't really fit in any other slides. We have some beaches, a lot of street art. The views were so pretty. A lot of the streets were very open. You could just walk in the middle of the street. People are not going to run you over, which is crazy because we do not have that here. And I think it really also helps see, the people there are so nice. Did they understand what we were saying to them most of the time? No. But it always felt like you had a connection with someone. I would just talk to someone, and boom, we're best friends. There's this one lady, I wish I had a picture. We met her in the grocery store because we're in a big crowd, and she just comes up, and she's like, well, where are you guys from? In Spanish, but I can't translate that for y'all. I'm translating for y'all, okay? And she just had this conversation. She was amazed. If you knew Maddie, she was amazed by Maddie's blonde hair. She's never seen it before. She was like, oh my gosh, who is your mom? I need to see your mom. She thought my mom was her mom. Don't know where that came from. But yeah, it was amazing.
Wait,
Yeah.
can I tell the security guard at the hotel? So I wasn't here for most of the story, but I did get to talk to him a little bit. So at the hotel we were staying at, there was this security guard, guy that worked there. And I guess he had he found a stray dog and was walking it around the area, and when we tried to ask what the dog's name was, we were was it Pero Nombre? What, right? Sounds right, I don't know. He was like, dog,
Oh, I'd be like,
dog.
can I pet your dog? Dog. And I'd be like, oh, that's so cute. What's his name? Dog. And he was so proud that he knew dog in English, and I was like, you know what? Dog. Yes.
The people there are just so much nicer than here. I don't know, maybe it's maybe it's a situation of there's a greater sense of community.
Yeah.
Small country, I guess.
Slogan for Limon, do you remember?
Pura vida.
no,
Best of Limon,
It's the people.
The people are the heart.
the best of Limon are its people.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Say it into the mic.
The best of Limon are its people. But yeah, the security guard was definitely one of the highlights. When I say he waited for us in the front, when our bus rolled up, he would be yelling, amigos, amigas, he was the best. Okay, so here's some core memories that I just really wanted to singular out. When we were out before the sloth sanctuary, we saw a mama sloth. She saw it in the tree, and there was a little baby attached to it. It was so cute. And I don't know if you guys know, but sloths barely come down to the ground unless they have to use the bathroom, which is, yeah, once a week. And we got to see that, and it was amazing. Down here, we met this guy named Claudio, and he took us into his little, like, area and just taught us how to dance. And I know that just sounds like, okay, this guy is teaching you how to dance. We don't know this guy. We did not have an appointment with him. We're just walking down the street, and next thing I know, I'm having a dance party. Like, it was legitness. We also met this baby who loved stealing glasses from Julia, like, loved it. We met him at the parade. He was just some lady's kid, and he's our best friend. He is our mascot of the parade. I love him. Lastly, I think everyone remembers this. When we were to a random art shop, out of the blue, a guy and his wiener dog, who has a bone disease, by the way, just pops up and starts talking about coffee beans for an hour. And when I say an hour, I mean we sat there talking about coffee beans for an hour. Coffee beans are the backbone of Costa Rica. After that speech, yeah, like it made me appreciate coffee more. Thank you. And we loved Taquito. He was cute. Oh, and we met the bishop, like, hello. Can't forget that. His name is Orlando Gomez, nicest guy ever. And he just casually strolled in the diocese's house. And I was like, oh, who's this guy? My mom went, the bishop? The bishop? That wasn't on the agenda. But, I mean, that was cool. And, oh, that's our tour guide, Roger. We love him. Spot on. And, yeah, this is us leaving. I'm iconic always. Me and Caleb. Yeah. Shout out to our yellow shirts. I don't check my email. Oh my gosh, that's my favorite part. So, here's some honorable mention pictures that I really liked. First one is me bossing Caleb around. I did that all week. I don't know how we're still friends. I did boss him around a lot. And of course, Steve, finding his alter ego Coke bottle, Esteban. I think that was probably the highlight of his trip. Yeah. Oh, and the monkeys. But he's literally the one who told me I couldn't keep a monkey. Like, get a grip, Dad. Anyways. Okay, so this one, I love this one. It's of Rachel. She's so cute. And I just felt like, you know what, guys, we love nature. Here's the proof. We love nature. Where were we? A hike. The beach. Speaking of beaches, this is Mick and Keegan cracking a coconut. Here's a close-up. I just want to say, this is my favorite picture in the whole world. His effort. I don't know what he was thinking. You can't crack open a coconut with your hands, Mick. Don't worry, they found a stick after this. They just started beating it with the stick really hard. But I love your effort, Mick. And the coconut turned out to be rotten. That was unfortunate. It's not horrible. Yeah. But you know what? Best picture of the whole trip. Yeah. Okay. So, I know you guys are all sad that your entertainment's done. But I want to say thank you to our bus driver, Manny. Again, the Costa Rica traffic, y'all. I don't know how he managed to get through everything. Like, he was the GOAT at driving. All the people who took us in Costa Rica and all the people who made us food, amazing. I wish we could have that food every day. That was the best I've ever eaten. Our tour guide and Mr. Make It Happen, Roger, he made everything happen. Even if we didn't want to take 4 church tours after paying for 6 hours, we still did, and it was very fun. Thank you, Roger. For Tiffany Fulton, because I remember when EYC was me, Caleb, Maddie. That was the EYC. And now we have a mission trip with like 10 kids. I would have never thought that, ever. And also for all the parents who came on the trip and who didn't come on the trip, who supported us, it would have been a hot mess. I know my mom is very thankful for y'all because she had to parent all those kids. Yeah, shout out to the people in the audience. And also for all the people in All Saints, of course, because you guys helped fund this trip, you helped support this trip. We definitely would have not been able to get to where we were without everyone in the audience. Like, thanks, guys. I mean, I wish more people came, but you know, it's cool.
18 is enough.
18, I was talking about the people in the audience. They missed out. They'll never see the revolutionary picture of Mick cracking a coconut, but it's cool. But yeah, and also, there are so many more pictures I didn't put in here. Yeah, we love it. I mean, I should have put it on the whole thing. We love that. But yeah, she's gonna put the link to pictures in the next coming like weekly word, because there are so many more pictures I couldn't put in here. And if you guys want to like print them out, go ahead. Print them out. Go right ahead. I'm not gonna blame you. I'm framing this one.
That's going on our next EYC shirt.
Oh, 100%.
Is there anything else you guys want to share?
Anything else?
Because I have some things. Okay. All right, so first of all, I'm sure you can't tell, but this was made completely by the youth. So I wanted you to have the authentic experience along with the lingo. Peak, you could probably figure that one out. Goat, greatest of all time, for those of you that, you know, I don't even know that one. But I did want to fill in just a few different things, really highlighting the hospitality and it was, you expect to be welcomed into a church, but I mean, this was done over the top in a great way. They were just so happy that we were there. And have you had enough? And we're like, on our third plate, we're like, please, we're Gordo, you're making us chubby. Then going to Limon, the traffic was bad because it was basically a 2-lane road in a rainforest. And one of the things that we had to do is to get there, get done, get on the bus, because if you left too late into the day, the rains and the rainy season were going to wash your way out, and you were just going to be stuck there. So the bus ride it was longer than we expected, but it was comfortable. There was air conditioning. And Heather and I both we were sort of towards the front of the bus, and Hillary too, and we were just like, how is Manny not getting us killed right now? He was this huge bus, and he was just making these turns, and it was something. The school itself, we actually thought we were going to be doing more than just painting. And what I think is important to mention is school was starting the next Monday. We got there Monday and we left Thursday at the school, Friday. We left Friday from the school, and the kids were coming for their first day of school that Monday. And so that's part of what made it so exciting is we knew in 3 days, little Esmeralda was going to step foot on her campus, and they had an entirely new face. All bright colors, all new colors, cleaned up webs and painted in the corners, and all the grates were bright white. And it was amazing to look at, and it did feel like, oh, we're painting again? Really? Painting still? Oh, we're painting. But by the end of it, you saw the finished product knowing they were coming back to this brand new school. And Roger did send a message to me on Monday that they came, and he said the kids' faces lit up. They couldn't believe it. The school hadn't been painted the outside of the school hadn't been painted in 3 years. The insides of the school had never been painted. So that was really exciting. We learned so much about sloths. That was a really exciting, Hillary, Caleb, did you want to say anything about sloths?
I think it was to see one in the wild was pretty cool, but then also to see how recognized they are and the compassion that these people have to make sure that they're safe. That was an amazing experience to see what they're doing, trying to rehabilitate them, and that they took so much time with us to try and educate us. We may have a future sloth.
I nerded out. I can't stop talking about sloths, and they have like 12 ribs, and I know
We do know all the things. And that was one thing I would say, that when we went there, no matter where we went, people were trying to educate us and share the culture, share their knowledge. I mean, yes, we did hear about coffee for an hour. And a lot of bananas. But it was the passion of their culture and their history that they wanted to share with all of us, no matter where we went. That was amazing.
They are so proud of their country for so different reasons than we feel like we are proud of ours. And Miss Tom, yeah, well, let me get her because she raised her hand first.
How is it that sloths come to need care for mangled bodies and whatever care it is they're getting?
So the accidents, like if it just gets hit by a car or maimed by a predator. Hold on one second, baby. The interesting thing was a sloth baby stays with its mom for an entire year, and that's how they learn how to be a sloth. And in cases where the mother got killed, or if she accidentally has two, which happens, she abandons one. She can only take care of one. And so they don't learn how to be sloths, and so that's where a lot of the separation anxiety goes in. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, there was one sloth who fell on a power line, which caused him to be paralyzed from half down, and they found him, and that was one sloth. And also, the sloths, for how slow they are, they have no patience. So the tour guide told us that if a sloth falls from the tree, the mom's only going to go down as like 3 times. If you keep falling, you're going to stay down there. And so some of the sloths did get abandoned, and they were so cute. I really wanted to buy one, but unfortunately, they're like $10,000.
You wanted all the animals.
Yeah.
You didn't get a pineapple. You're not getting a sloth. All right. The best of Limon. Oh, I'm sorry, Mark. Dr. Mark. I'm sorry.
So about 25 years ago, Karen and I brought a group with Shelley Williams and others, and we down to Costa Rica. We met sloths then too, and we were taken with them. You can't, to answer your question, Kathy, you can't believe how slow they move. They don't. They're still, and they're so still they have mold and moss growing on them. In one of the pictures, you can see they're green. Go back and show the picture. They're green because they're just sitting there, and they're so still. And it's the weirdest thing in the world. Weirdly wonderful. So, see the green on them? And you can hardly see them in the trees. You have to really start to look for them.
Emma was the eagle eye that found this one.
So it sounds like it was an absolutely wonderful and changing experience. So kids, how were you, missioners, how were you affected by the people and the place that you were in?
I was going to get to that. Thanks, Chuck.
It definitely changed my perspective on how grateful I am for what I have, because over there, they're working with only so much. They don't have all the exports and imports that we have. And when we first got there, the houses were like on top of each other. They had to make the most out of their land because they don't have as much as we do. Yeah, and with the way they all kind of depend on each other, and that kind of like changed how I feel like when I talk to other people or when I'm welcoming other people. It's taught me to be more open and understanding, because over there they try to understand and help each other as much as they possibly can. And I think it definitely like showed us that, because we all had a very group talk about it, and we all felt the same, and it kind of just changed our perspectives on how grateful we were.
Yeah, I feel like after going to Costa Rica, like I feel like my brain atoms or whatever the synapses or whatever changed. Like going there was literally culture shock. Like, I was walking around, I'm like, oh my gosh, how are these people, like, living like this? Not in the type of sense that's like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. Like, it was so impressive, and they were all so kind. Like, there were houses upon houses, like, stacked upon each other, and there were still homeless people, and it was so cute because the shop owners would lay out cardboard for the people to lay on. Like, everyone is just welcoming. It's like no human is going against each other. And it really stuck out to me because it made me realize, like, we are just all humans. Like, and we're fighting with each other, we're arguing with each other, but in the end, we have the same goal, and it's just to live in peace and harmony. And Costa Rica, they figured that out. They got it down. Like, we need to take notes from them. And it really stuck out to me, and I just loved being there. It was amazing.
My big takeaway is that the community is just a lot closer, kind of like Bernadette mentioned. You know, everybody down to even like the homeless have a spot and a place in the community and like a role. I think one of the biggest things, and we talked about this on the flight back, we as Americans are able to go to Costa Rica. You know, we speak a completely different language, and we're able to go there and work and help and be housed and be fed good food and be surrounded by good people. I think something about that is just, I don't know, it's really empowering, and it changes the way you think about people in general and how you think about, you know, everybody has a role, like, in the community and in society, and I think it's really interesting.
Okay, the three people who just went said a lot of the stuff I was gonna say, but I have two other takeaways. One of them is very serious, the other's kind of funny. The more serious takeaway is, like, I came away with a thought that we don't, like, have to go to these places to help people who are in need. Like, we have people, obviously in the US, but even, like, in our, like, county, who need similar help to a bunch of the people in Costa Rica. Like, our original thing was supposed to be building something, correct?
We were gonna mash up concrete and relay it.
Okay, so we were originally supposed to be laying concrete. There's things like, in our community, there's a bunch of people who don't have housing, and there's things like Habitat for Humanity that do similar work here that we were originally going to be doing in Costa Rica. And obviously they paint houses too.
We were gonna work on constructing the shed at one church we visited at.
Oh, okay. So that's the more serious takeaway, that we don't have to go to these far off places to help people. We can help them here too. And the other less, like, serious takeaway, more funny takeaway, is the announcements. I know. I was sitting. I'm one of the people. I'm one of the people who sits there, back there, and we get to 5 or 6 minutes into announcements. We're starting to push 10 minutes, and I'm looking at my watch, and I'm like, let's wrap it up. People are getting bored. Let's get going. They started doing announcements at the church that we went to in what was the name of the church?
Church of the Good Shepherd.
Church of the Good Shepherd.
San Jose.
In San Jose, the capital, yes. They finished the service. It's a little longer than an hour, and we're starting to be like, okay, let's get out of here. The service is over. We loved it. This is great. Then they start announcements. It would be a while. They had to go through everybody's birthdays. They had to go through anniversaries. The old people, like, it was National, like, Old People Day or something, Elderly Day.
It was National Grandparents' Day. They had a song for every occasion. It was my parents' anniversary that month, but they didn't want to shout out, you know. But what literally made me start dying in my pew was they're like, okay, anyone who has a birthday, you know, in July, like, stand up, we'll sing for you. And this woman raises her hand. It's the woman from North Carolina. She's like, oh, her birthday is August 2nd. And the person on the mic goes, that's next month. We can't do that. And I'm just sitting in my pew. I'm like, wow, no birthday shout out for you. Like, that's unfortunate. You don't get sang to. But yeah, the service went from 1 hour to 3 hours.
Yeah, that's true.
But
That's true.
he really, he felt very compelled to sing whatever he wanted to sing to us. And it was entertaining for the first 15 minutes, I'd say. But you know what? I'm so glad you remembered that.
It was great, and then he hit the 4th song, and we're like, how many songs has he got?
A lot.
Yeah, it was a lot of songs. They were long songs. They were long songs. Oh, yes. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah.
It was not her. Yeah, like
It
the
was-
speaker with the lights.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I think that's about that.
I'm so glad you remembered that, because we all walked out like, we're not complaining about our church anymore. I do want my summary statement, and then we are happy to take some more questions. Everything that these youth said was really captured really well in a quote that I wrote down and made myself remember, because when we were debriefing about Costa Rica at EYC one evening, and we were talking about what were your favorite things and that, and the statement was, they don't need money to be happy, they just need each other. And it perfectly encapsulated that experience. I mentioned that Limon, well, in one of the pictures, it was all broken, but it was the slogan of Limon, that the best of Limon are its people. And yeah, do you want to find the picture? Thanks, Ty. And they've already covered it, but it truly, I mean, we'd walk in and we're a mess, and clearly Americans, and we're fumbling, and there was everybody was really eager to help us fit in, to help share their culture, and what that did to our youth. Yeah, the top left picture, it's supposed to say in Spanish, needs some repair work. Maybe that can be another mission trip, I don't know. But what I love that it did to the youth as they were coming in, and everybody was a little bit anxious. Nobody in our group spoke fluent Spanish. I was maybe close-ish, but we spoke French and German, which was super unhelpful. But these people were so full of love for them, and wanted to know them and know the church and know what they were there for and how they could help us help them. By the end of the week, we had Spanish speaking. I mean, they had their phones out when, of course, they didn't have any international service, so they'd go back to the Wi-Fi. They'd be like, oh, how do I say? They'd be practicing the phrases for the next day, so that instead of coming up to the local people who didn't speak English or maybe spoke English, instead of coming up and being like, do you speak English? They could come up and say, hola, buenos dias. And even Karen Robinson gave us a short tutorial, but they dove right into learning how to meet people where they are, because these were people whose culture was to do the same thing, and it was a really beautiful thing. So, do we have